Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodarascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketurganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Yasyat Virada Vaktradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignam Nignanti Satatam Vishwaksenam Tamasraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvaditam Gaganasadrusam Tattvamasyadilaksham Yekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavaditam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. The last two are sotrams from Guru Ashtakam. Very important. And there is only one Guru. We should make no mistake about that. Next one is from Tyagaraja Kriti, prayer and worshipping Narada. Sareku Srihari Pada Sarasamula Dhyaninchuchu Narayana Namamulanu Parayana Monarinchuchu Narada Muni Vedalina Sugunati Sayamu Vinare Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasishthaya Namo Namaha Vyasam Vasishta Naptaram Sakte Pautramakalmasham Parasaratmajam Bande Sukatatam Taponidhim Yam Pravrajantam. Next two slokams on Sukha Muni. Okay. Yam Pravrajantam Anupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahakatar Ajuhava Putreti Tanmayataya Taravaha Abhinetuhu Tam Sarvabhuta Hridayam Muni Manatosmi Yasvanubhavam Akila Sutisaram Ekam Adhyatma Deepamati Titishatam Tamondham Samsarinam Karunayah Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasa Sunum Upayami Gurum Muninam Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Krishnam Kamala Patraksham Punyasravana Kirtanam Vasudevam Jagat Yonim Naumi Narayanam Harim. Next slokam is from Bhishma Stuti. One slokam from Bhishma's worship to Krishna before he merged with him. Tribhuvana Kamanam Tamala Varnam Ravikara Gauravara Ambaram Dadhane Vapuhu Alaka Kula Vritanana Abjam Vijaya Sakhe Ratirastu Menavadhya. Next two slokams are from Kunti's Stuti. Kunti worshipping, praising Krishna before Krishna leaves for Mathura. When Kunti talks to him before he leaves for Mathura. Sri Krishna, Krishna Sakha, Vrishni Rishabha, Avanidhruk Rajanya Vamsa Dahana, Anapavarga Virya, Govinda, Godvija Sura Artihara Avatara, Yogeswara, Akhila Guru, Bhagavan Namaste. One more slokam from Kunti that I want to share with you that we can learn today very easily. Very easy. Okay? And since Kunti herself is saying that, we can also learn it. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Okay, very easy. Yeah, you can repeat after me. Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki
Vasudevaya Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
I'll give you the first half together, okay? I broke it into quarters, now we need the half. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki
Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Nanda Gopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha
Govindaya Namo Namaha Govindaya Namo Namaha
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govinda
Kumaraya Nanda Gopa Kumaraya
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha. Now I'll say the slokam once more. Listen carefully, then we can say it together. Okay? So it's now very simple, right? Krishnaya Govinda Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Simple. With Bhagavan's grace, learned one slokam today, right? That is Kunti's slokam. Next is Dhruva's slokam, his worship to Bhagavan when he appears in front of him. One slokam from there. Okay. Yasmin viruddha gatayo hyanisam patanti vidyadayo vivita sattaya anupurvayat tad brahma visvabhavam ekam anantam adhyam anandamatram avikaram aham prapadye. Next slokam is Prahlada's. One slokam is from there. Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam Purushaya Mahatmane Haraye Adbhuta Simhaya Brahmane Paramatmane. Then Gajendra's one worship. Om Namo Bhagavate Tasmai Etachit Atmakam Purushaya Adibijaya Pareshaya Abhidhimahi. Okay?
இல்ல ஃபோன் வைக்கணுமான்னு கேட்டேன். ஃபோன் கால்
கொடுங்களேன், வைக்கலாமே, டயல் பண்ணாமே.
ஓகே.
My loving and humble pranams to my master and guru.
Excuse me.
And my humble and loving pranams to every one of you. Let us also start with one other prayer today. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai, Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Anityam Asukham Imam Lokam Prapya Bhajasvamam. Anityam Asukam Imam Lokam Prapya Bhajasvamam. Anityam, temporary. Asukam, no sukham, misery and troubles only. Imam Lokam, this world. Therefore, to cross this Prapya, to go beyond this, Bhajasvamam, Mam Bhajasva. Bhajan, not singing bhajans. Be devoted to me in your mind. Sing with your heart, right? So that is the fact about this world, which we will, Sukha Muni will explain that in much more detail today, which we will share that. Now, but not to lose hope. Anityam Asukam. Why should it be Asukam? Right? It is temporary for sure, but it need not be Asukam. Because when you hold on to Bhagavan's lotus feet, when you seek the company of God and the company of the good, life becomes a beautiful journey. A beautiful journey. And life is a game, play it, is what Swami says. Life is a challenge, meet it. Life is a dream, realize it. Life is a sacrifice, offer it. And life is love, enjoy it. So, if I choose to play this game, life is a game, I've got to understand what the rules are. Any game that you play, you must know what the rules are. If you play against the rules, what happens? Right? So if I play according to the rules, then I win, I enjoy it. Any game. So life is a game. So what are the rules about life, which we'll see. Life is a challenge. So what is the challenge that is given to us? Why Bhagavan has, Narada tells Priyavrata, that is a story we didn't have time to share this time, but maybe another time with Bhagavan's grace. And he says, the body, Bhagavan does not waste anything. It does not do anything in slight. Every action of it, every word of his, every non-action, every non-word, it doesn't speak, every look, everything he does is for the benefit of others. Nothing is done to waste. Everything has got a basis for him, and the basis is love. And so life is a game played, life is a challenge. So what is the challenge that I have? How should I use my body? How should I use my mind? What is the thing here? We need to understand that. Life is a dream. Realize it. What is the dream at the end of when I pass away? If I am lucky enough to be aware and cognizant of myself and the surroundings at the time I leave this body, what will I be thinking? Have I achieved it? Have I become? If you just think take 1 second and think that the feeling that I am so and so, right? I am this person, whatever it is, you can put your name there, it will apply to you, right? I can put my name, it will apply to me. That feeling, from the time that we are aware of it, and science says from the age of 3 basically, before that we are not really aware of what all the things we did. Only from the age of 3 we know. But that awareness, now we are all at different ages, but that awareness has not changed. I am so and so. That remains constant, night and day, and whether on top of a hill or in a valley or flying in a plane or having in a swimming pool, doesn't matter. That consciousness remains exactly the same. Now, if I think for a second, I have spent so many years in this life, I am no longer 3, I am so many years old. Have I become a better person? What is the change in me? Right? Not all the things that you acquire. Acquisitive desire is a disease. Trust me, it is a disease. And there is a medicine for it. It is not an incurable disease. It's fortunately very curable, very easily curable. very easily curable, but it is a disease, it's an illness. And so when you have acquisitive desire and you go after that, then you live a sick life, basically. So coming back, so life is a dream, realize it. So life is a dream, realize it. So what is a dream? Have I become a better person? Where am I going? Important questions are what? There are a few important questions. The most important, of course, who am I? Where did I come from? What am I doing here? Where am I going? Just think. Then you set yourself a goal. What do I want? Right? Do I want to be a good person or a great person? These are the questions you got to answer. So what is the dream that you have in life? Realize it. And the dream that Bhagavan gives the dream to us, which Sukha Muni is going to explain, today. And so we must realize it. That's the only reason the body is given, the mind is given. Mind is taken a body. If it doesn't achieve that realization in this body, it will take another body. Mind does not die when the body goes away. Please understand that. The algorithm is very simple. Bhagavan is Om Varadaya Namaha. One who grants all my desires. He will grant all your desires. That's his job. Now, he decides what time, when to give, how to give. That is his job. Not up to us. But he will give all desires we have. Every single desires of us will be fulfilled because he is Varada. Now, not all the desires will be fulfilled in this birth. The mind is a bundle of desires. So there are residual desires there when the body goes away. What will the mind do? It will take another form, another embodiment. Till it goes on and on and on. So where is the end? For you to have no desires or desire for God. Are you all comfortable? Okay. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. Just let's not worry about it. Let's focus. Let the job be done. See, so many things take place in life. We shouldn't get involved in everything. And it is like going to a buffet and picking up what you want. Let things be there. You pick what you want and go on. So, yes. And so the life is a dream, realize it. I understand that, just a basic. Then life is a sacrifice, offer it. And that is the most important and immediate tool we can employ in order to realize the dream. The sacrifice is a key word. Life is a sacrifice, offer it. The moment you focus on that, then life is a game, play it becomes easier. Because it's nothing but a sacrificing game. That's all it is, to put it in a simple way. Then life is a challenge, meet it. It is nothing but a sacrificing challenge. The more you do it, the challenge becomes easier. Simple. The life is a dream, realize it. Swami, that is not up to me, that's you. Okay, just sacrifice it to him. Because I don't even know what my dream is. Really, do you know what your dream is? Dream is, if you think about it. We don't remember that before we took the body. We all had a goal when each one of us took this body, right? But we don't know that right now. Well, leave it to him. Best thing is to leave it to him. My job is to sacrifice, offer it. And the next one is even easier than sacrifice. Life is love. Enjoy it. Suppose each one of us knows, and it's a undefeatable truth. Like it's really a certain thing from a personal experience. We know that this is the truth. What I'm going to share with you. If you just think about it. The truth is not something out there. It is part of us. We are part of it, rather. So, we are all love. And we all want love. We seek love. When somebody talks to us lovingly, when somebody gives us a loving embrace, somebody does something very lovingly to us for our benefit, how do you feel? And even more than that, when you do something loving to somebody else, talk to somebody lovingly, how do you feel? Forget them. How do you feel? Feel even better, don't you? You feel very happy. That is all the game is. Why this creation? Parikshit is going to ask. Simple answer. To give and receive love. Life is love. Enjoy it. That is all the mantra is. That's all the mantra is. And if you do that, this anityam, this temporary world, that let it be. That is jagat. That is comes and goes. There is nothing permanent here. That's a reminder, however unpalatable and unpleasant that reminder could be, but that is the truth. That's the truth. So he reminds you it is anityam, but it need not be asukham. Why? Prapya bhajasvamam. Then you surrender to me, you be devoted to me, you love me, then it is no longer asukham. No longer. Doesn't matter, even you may have cancer, you may do whatever you may be suffering, but you will not be asukham. You will not be miserable. Difficulties may come. Yes, they will come and go. They also go. It is not just they are going to come and stay. They also go. Like anything else in life, they come and go. Happiness comes and goes. But the sukham, once you seek the company of the lotus feet, and the lotus feet is nothing, it is not a beautiful Kamalapadam nicely decorated in a nice picture or in a Garbhagraham in a temple. No. Lotus feet is nothing but love. The hridayam, the prema that we have, that's the one we must grab. Then there is no asukham after that. So that is a quick introduction to the life in relation to, that occurred to me with Swami's grace to share with you, because of now a beautiful dialogue is going to come between Parikshit and Sukha Muni that all of us are waiting for, right? And the moment you think of Bhagavatam, it's like if you play a word association game, you say Bhagavatam, immediately chances are very high we think of Krishna. And the chances are very high we think of Sukha Muni. And the chances are very high we think of Parikshit. Those are the things, immediately it comes. We don't think of Rama when we say Bhagavatam, even though that is part of Bhagavata. We don't think of Narasimha, that comes later. But immediately, Krishna. That is Vasudeva Upasana. Very important, we talked about that. Vasudeva Upasana. Everything is Vasudeva. Not only the embodiment, the actions, the thoughts, the feelings, the motives. Everything is Bhagavan. When you look at that is Vasudeva. That leads you to Narayana Upasana, which becomes like one. And one more thought comes to me, I'll share with you. See, look at it this way. It is the simplest thing in this world is really Bhagavan. And the closest thing is really Bhagavan. And to put God, to put Bhagavan, all these things I'm not able to relate to it. Yes, they're all very good, makes me feel good, but still there is no personal touch there. But the moment I say the simplest thing is love, and the closest thing is love, and the most dependable thing is love, then I can relate to it. Then I can touch it. So approach it that way. And that love is so sweet. It is nothing but sweetness, nothing but nectar. And the sweetness is something beyond our senses to taste. It's beyond that. But in order to, just like the way we say, Koti Surya, Prabha and all these things, we talked about how effulgent Bhagavan is. We have to give some kind of a limited example to be able to relate. Like that, if you give a limited example, look at an ant. And the ant walks through, and it has got only 3 kosams. It doesn't have the 5 the buddhi, vijnanamaya kosam. No, it's up to manomaya kosam it is. But that's another subject. So the ant goes, and it goes to a lump of sugar. Just simple thing. We all know that. We have seen this in India. We have some sugar there, immediately there will be a row of ants. We all know that. We have seen it. Why? See, just sit back and think, why does it do it? This is where the whole Atma Vidya is there. Why? The sugar lump has got, the sugar is sweet. It's sweetness. The same sweetness is there in the ant. So, the ant, which is an embodiment, which is a form, that's going to vanish. It appears and it's going to disappear also. The sugar lump is also a form that's going to appear and it's going to disappear also. But there is a non-disappearing constant sweetness that is attracting. That's attracting the ant and it's attracting the lump. Both are attracting to each other. The thing that attracts, the attractor, is a sweetness. That sweetness is nothing but prema. The same thing, love. Just as an example. So, life is a sacrifice. Offer it. What does it mean? What am I to offer? What is it that belongs to me that I can offer? Seriously. Anything that I have, everything I have is Bhagavan's. Today I may have some money, tomorrow the money may go. If you follow a dollar, what do you call it, a dollar paper, currency, that the note, dollar note, just look at the world from the dollar note. It is really very interesting. Just imagine for a second, you are that dollar note, or $100 bill, whatever it is, doesn't matter. All of a sudden it comes into my pocket and I think I own it. And then tomorrow I give it to somebody else, it goes to somebody. The thing is laughing. You think you own me? No, you don't. So look at the world slightly, the paradigm shift. The shift is from the mind to the heart. Mind to the hridayam. That's a paradigm shift that's very important. One more paradigm shift and then we'll continue with Sukha Muni. All these thoughts are occurring, so I'm just sharing it. That means Bhagavan wants me to share it. Okay? See, if you look at aham, I, and we say ego, I, all these things. Actually, that is Bhagavan. What is the paradigm shift here? Very simple. Instead of saying, I am this body, instead of thinking, instead of approaching the perspective, right? Paradigm shift is a beautiful management word. Everybody, immediately we grab it. Something great. But it's a shift. So I think I am this body, I am this mind, and this is my wife, this is my daughter, my friend, everything related to the body. So we suffer. Suppose I shift that and say, I am this Atma, this is my body. If I go like that, there is no problem. That's a shift. The mind's game, instead of thinking the body, I am this Hridayam. That is the starting point, and that is the ending point, and that is the pathway, the process. Everything is only that. So, just reviewing the important teachings. All the teachings from Bhagavan are important. There is no teaching that is less important or more. Everything is exactly the same message. There is no more, no less. It's exactly the same message. But the teaching that we have taken up, let us review that and then we will move on. Manmana bhava mat bhakto mat yaji mam namaskuru. Now you can repeat that. Manmana bhava mat yaji mam namaskuru. Once more, I made a mistake. Manmana bhava mat bhakto mat yaji mam namaskuru. Mameva ishyati. Mameva ishyati. Mameva ishyati. When you combine it, okay? So I always break it because that's the way I relate to it. So the way you will see it written in books, Mameva ishyati. That's it. But 3 words combined. Mameva ishyati. Mameva ishyati. That means you will attain me. Okay? Come to me. Right? That's what it means. So Mameva ishyati. Satyam te pratijane Satyam te pratijane. Priyosime. You're not interested in repeating it, so I'll skip. Okay, let it move. No life. Let us move on. Okay, so then the other thing that that I want to review with you, just as a reminder, Tyaja, Bhaja, Samagamam, Bhaja Sadhu Samagamam, Kuru,
Punya,
Ahoratram, Mara, Nitya Anityatam. Let's try that once more, since you all seem to be enjoying it. Okay. Tyaja Durjana Samsargam. Bhaja Sadhu Samagamam. Kuru Punya Ahoratram. Aho means day, Ratra means night. Day and night do punyam, that's what it means. Very simple to understand. Okay. Smara Nitya Anityatam. Okay, now it's sounding familiar at least. Let's move on. So, now King Parikshit left for hunting. That is where we left off yesterday, correct? And he also took only a few people with him. And he was in a frame of mind, in a level of experience that was not of this world. Because when you think of Bhagavan and think of him more and more and recollect and reminisce on his glories and sweetness, you are elsewhere. Your body may be moving around, but your life is different, experience is different. He was in that frame of mind. And he was also yearning, pining to be with Krishna. Pining. The more you hear the sweetness of Krishna, the more you want to be within that. You want to, come on, go and take a dive and deep into it and merge in it. So he was also restless, yearning and pining to be Krishna. When can I be with you? Like that, right? So he wanted to engage himself to kind of calm down, to pacify. That's the reason he went there, away from the duties and the calls and demands of the rulership and all that. Just move away, like we go to a retreat. And now in that process, and they saw some animals moving around, this little group, so they followed it. And of course, being a good hunter, he could have caught it. But because he was always focused on Krishna and all that, very soon you find that he was alone. And this happens when really, even in the midst of a bazaar, if you think you are really alone, Bhagavan makes sure that you are alone. So, see, he went there the whole day. Then all of a sudden he found that, oh my God, where did the animals go? So he chased and found and searched and all that, and he couldn't find the animals. They're gone. And he found all of a sudden that he had moved away from his troop also. All of a sudden he finds himself alone. And searched and this. Now, the mind that has been with Krishna and looking for and that experience and tasting that and reminiscing and all that, all of a sudden now has come down to earth and looks for where is the animal, where is this and all that, and searches and this, and now he realizes that he is physically very tired. Long time has gone and he has not eaten anything, there's not even a drink of water, and it's very hot, very sultry, and inside a jungle you can feel. And so, say, my God, I need some get water. I need to get some water, right? So he looks for water and no water around. So he goes around, looks and searches and all that, comes across an ashram. So when he goes there, immediately he goes inside. Must be somebody there to give me some water. And by then he is also physically very feeble and weak, because he has been walking and running and, walking through a jungle is not easy, right? And so physically he's also very weak and extremely thirsty, let alone being hungry, because he has not eaten anything also. So in a physically very weak state, so his voice was not loud enough also, and said, so water, anybody here? some water. He goes there. There's nobody there. In the whole ashram, there are a bunch of thatched huts there and very clean and all, but he looks around, nobody. And then he goes inside one hut, and he saw one rishi was sitting there and meditating like this. And Padmasana pose and is completely lost. Sir, could you give me some water, please? Sir, I need some water. I'm very thirsty, sir. And rishi does not hear him, because he's in samadhi. And so here, it looks at him now, he's frustrated. First, he's a king who's accustomed to hundreds of attendants attending on him. The slightest movement, 100 people will say, oh, what can I do for you? Here, he's been asking nothing. Then he's also very thirsty and very weak. He became very frustrated. Now, as the Rishi will say later, I'll tell you exactly what happened. I'll say that through the mouth of the Rishi himself. Just wait. And so he turns around, because Rishi is not responding and wants to come out of the hut. As he steps on a rope. So he immediately looks down, and it was actually a dead snake. So he picks up that snake. In a moment, the thought occurs to him. Anger, frustration, whatever you want to call it. He puts a dead snake around the neck of that sage, of that rishi, and walks out. And he goes away. Slowly and steadily he moves away from that open area into the jungle and walks away. Now outside in the ashram compound, on the other side, some young rishis, children, the young munis, the boys, the children of these rishis, they were all playing there. They were also young rishis. They were also doing tapas and all, but advancement is not there yet. And they were playing, and one of them saw this stranger going out. Immediately said, what happened? Who's this guy? By the time this guy vanished through the trees and all that. So he said, where could he have come and gone? Immediately he goes around, he must have come to this hut only. So he comes there to this hut, and to his horror, he finds a dead snake around this sage. He immediately, imagine what the reaction would be. He couldn't believe it, an unbelievable sight. Immediately he jumps out and runs out and calls the son of that rishi, who's also playing there. Hey Sringi, come on, see what happened to your dad. Come. See, there's a dead snake around his neck. Now, who will believe this news? When you say some dead snake is especially around the neck of a rishi, nobody would believe it. It's incredible. So Sringi thinks they are playing a joke on me. So he continues to play. He doesn't give heed to this, and he continues, come on, don't play with me, don't crack a practical joke or something, I want to continue to play. But this guy who went in, he insisted, no, you're not listening to me, you're not, come on, your father has been humiliated, come on, you're playing here. When he repeated that insistently, it occurred to Sringi, oh my God, what he's saying may be true. So immediately comes in. Yes. He beholds, he sees, my God, this is indeed true. There's a dead snake around my father's neck. And what will the boy feel like when such a humiliation, a disgrace has been done? And his friends immediately tell him, the question is, who did it? And their friends once said, hey, I saw one man walking out. He must be the one who must have done it. Where is he? Oh, he went that way. Immediately they rush. And they run and they see the king, of course, being very weak, already exhausted, tired. Imagine you walk for 12 hours in a jungle. How will you feel? How can you walk fast? No. So he was walking slowly, heading back. And so these guys saw him walking there, wearing regal dresses, royal dresses, not ordinary dress. And immediately this boy, Sringi, becomes so angry, he throws a curse May that man who put the dead snake around the neck of my father be bitten by a snake in 7 days and die because of that bite. He pronounces that. Now, the curse becomes implemented. The starting of the curse begins. There is one more process that needs to take place before the throwing the curse gets fulfilled, which is you have to throw water on that with that mantra. So he takes his kamandalam and takes some water and about to throw it in that direction. Then the curse becomes full, right? All his friends say, no, don't do it, don't do it. Don't do it, Sringi, don't do it. But he throws it. And such a momentous thing, such an excited experience it is. What happens when you are overexcited? What happens? The moment after that, you are very tired. Isn't it? So he is all of a sudden mentally, physically exhausted. So he comes back into the thatched hut and sits in a corner with his head like this and is crying, so sad that this has happened to my father and I as a son could not prevent it. So very sad he was. In the meantime, this Muni, Rishi, his name is Samika. And Samika is a Brahma Rishi, most advanced. So he comes out of Samadhi, beautiful, happy experience, right? And you can leave the body only at the allotted time. You cannot be before or after. So they all play exactly in consonance with divine design. They don't move this way or that way. They know perfectly. That's where the enjoyment is. When you dance with God, it's beautiful dance. When you refuse to, as Swami said, yes, I am Nataraja. Only I know the difficulty and the challenges that I'm experiencing in teaching you all how to dance. Remember that. We are not dancing to Bhagavan's tune. If you do that, you are very happy. So, anyway, so he comes out of that Samadhi and sees this dead snake, puts it there. No disturbance, because they are, oneness in everything. A dead snake or a live snake doesn't matter. Just took it there nicely and then looks around and he sees his son sitting there. Oh, come on, Sringi, come. He asks him to come in there, puts him on his lap. So, why are you sad, Kanna? What happened? What happened? No, Pa, you don't know. See, this snake, somebody came and put that snake around your neck. How can that be? Why are you bothered about this? Some guy came and did a joke and this is nothing to be worried about. What are you worried about? No, don't worry. This is the reason you're crying. No, stop crying. Be happy. And no, Appa, no. The person who did, he was wearing this royal dress and all that. How can a king do this? Then Samika said, what? You said a king came here and did this? Yes. Immediately all the boys and everybody, yes sir, we saw him. He was walking like that. He was wearing these regal dresses and all that. A king did this? No. King is a very good man. So if he did this, no. He said, are you sure? And then they said, yes. But one of his friends says, sir, your son Sringi actually became so upset he even threw a curse on him. What? What? You threw a curse for this simple, insignificant act of joke? You did that? Yes. The curse was, immediately one of them said, that may that person who did this be bitten by a snake in 7 days and die out of it. Then Samika changed. What? For such a simple, insignificant act, you threw this curse out of proportion like this? Such a big curse you throw? Come on, get up. No, don't sit here. Immediately, I'm ashamed to call you my son. How can you be my son? The giving curses and punishments is a job of a king, not the job of a rishi. You have brought shame to the whole clan and lineage of rishis. We are supposed to be having forbearance, patience, kshama. We are supposed to come here and go for the Bhagavan within and develop love. By this simple act, everybody will be now criticizing that by Rishi, he couldn't even control himself. He couldn't even control his anger. You have brought shame on me. Then he calls everybody, all the elder Rishis and did you all see? Did you see what my son has done? Did you see? No, Appa. How can he do this to you? I could not take it. I could not take it. How could he do this and humiliate you like this? I could not take it. No, Kana. He is a king. He is used to 100 people attending on him. So he came here. And he was also very thirsty, very weak. He was not his normal self. Nobody to even responded to him. So he acted like that. Moment of weakness. You should not have given that curse. Then one elder Rishi gets up, Sir, you are very advanced, very senior. You certainly can override your son's curse, can't you? Then Samika, because an elder Rishi is saying that means this is the beautiful way. You can do that, can you not? That means it's a request from him. It's not a question he's asking. Such sophisticated way to speak, the way Hanuman spoke. Highest speeches, we didn't get a chance to share Dhruva's story. Because I was going to share the speech, the tongue is so powerful. Only if you know how to use it. And so beautifully asked. So immediately, what will you do? Samika goes into samadhi and then explores what happened. Is it a result of a past action? Or is it a result, is it the action is going to result something ordained in the future? It's an important question. Is it a result of the past action or is it because it is designed by a future action? He explored that. Then he found that this is Bhagavan's design. That yes, this snake bite actually is going to give him moksham, give him sayujyam. So I should not interfere in this. So then he opens his eyes and says a beautiful statement which we can all take as a mantra. Seriously, that appealed to me so much. He says, the compulsion of the moment is inescapable. Is what he says. The compulsion of the moment is inescapable. Why would Parikshit behave like that? He says, the Raja who reveres and worships rishis and sages and all that, the man of such high virtues, his main job was to make sure the rishis and saints are well taken care of. Sadhana is promoted. We saw all that. A dharmic Raja. How would he behave like that? The compulsion of the moment is inescapable. Bhagavan, the Nataka Sutradhari, pulls the strings. He says, no, if I interfere in this, that will be ego. He explains. Then he does something, as Bhagavan says, even though he says, I don't want to be egoistic, I don't want to use my ego and interfere, he still employed his ego and did something. That's a very irony. When you look at it from Bhagavan's perspective, these are all tamasha. Beautifully, my ego, I don't want to interfere. That means you should keep quiet. Right? No, he didn't keep quiet. He did one more thing. What did he do? Then he looked around and called one disciple. Come here. And I want to send you on a mission. So prepare yourself and come back and report to me. And the disciple, Swami, I'm ever ready. Why should I have to prepare? You tell me, I'm prepared to do it right now. But no special preparation required. I'm ever ready. Oh, in that case, come. So he took him to another room and gave him instructions on what to do. In the meantime, King Parikshit sauntered and slowly headed back to his kingdom and palace and lay down in his bedroom, so exhausted. So he fell down and fell asleep. It was so physically, when the body is so tired, you can't keep your eyes open. I mean, we all have experienced it, I'm sure. So then, after a little bit of nap, he wakes up. And what do you think his foremost thought will be if you are in a situation? What did I do? What have I done? Huh? I did this? I did this despicable act of putting a dead snake, and that too around a sage's neck? What prayashchittam? How can I atone this? Should I go there right now and fall at his feet and ask for forgiveness? Now, all of a sudden, the agitation, restlessness, lack of peace, because he feels so guilty. What to do? At that time, messenger comes in, attendant, Swami, a young Muni Kumaran is there, waiting to see you. And he says, he has come from this ashram and he's got a message from you, from Rishi Samika. Now comes a beautiful management lesson that I'll share with you. The moment I say management, all of us will be interested. I know. If I say sacrifice, some of us will be interested. Right? But it's really a management lesson. Now, just put yourself in Parikshit's shoes. Very important. See the situation he is in. Done a mistake, done a crime. And the victim is coming. What will you think? So he asks the attendant, oh, Muni Kumar, how does he look? How does he look? Does he look agitated or does he look calm? First question. Sir, no sir, he looks very calm and peaceful. And he's reciting all the time that Jai to Maharaja, victory to king, victory to king. That's what he's reciting all the time. So first input has come. Okay. Then he says, how long has he been waiting? No sir, he came and at the time he was taking a nap. So we told him that you're sleeping and taking a rest, and as soon as you wake up, you can see him. But what did he say? He said, no, he's got something very urgent to convey to you. He wanted to see you immediately. And then he said, sir, we offered him a seat to sit down, wait for me. He said, he refused. He said, no. He kept on standing, and all the time he was reciting, Jai to Maharaja, victory to king, victory to king. So when he heard this, now you get a picture. So Parikshit got a picture. The moment he said this, Parikshit ran out of the room, didn't even wear his slippers, didn't even wear his angavastram, the bare body. He ran out right to the gate and fell at the feet of this Muni Kumaran. Sir, please come. Took him right to the inner apartments there, gave him a high seat. Sir, please sit down here, please sit down. What can I do? So what did our sage tell me? What did Maharaj, Guruji, what is the message he gave? Sir, I've come here to give you the message from my Guru. That's the only reason I've come. First, he inquires and wishes for your wealth, for your health. But not wealth, wishes for your health and welfare of everyone. First thing. Then what else did he say? Sir, Maharaja, this thing happened. See, you came there and very inoffensively, anudvekakaram vakyam satyam, we're going to talk about that. Anudvekakaram, without inoffensive way to speak. He spoke the truth, satyam, priyam hitam cha, very lovingly, tenderly, and priyam also, hitam, in a way that is beneficial to you. That's the way Muni Kumaran spoke, anudvekakaram. These are all mantras we must remember and carry it out. Anudveka karam, satyam, priyam, hitam. So he spoke, Swami, Maharaja, you came there. See, without offending, you came there and you were very hungry, you were very thirsty, and you asked for some water, and nobody attended on you, nobody gave you water. So, in a moment of weakness, you put the dead snake around the neck of my guru. But his son, he is also a very spiritually accomplished sage. He also, in a moment of weakness, Maharaja, did not control his anger and threw a curse on you. And my guru wanted me to tell you about that, tell you about the curse. Oh, what is the curse? What is the curse? Tell me. Is it going to affect my citizens? Is there some calamity going to come to my kingdom? No, Maharaja, no. It is only on you. Oh, thank God. If there is no calamity on my citizens and my kingdom, then I am not worried. Nay, tell me, what is it? No, Maharaja, what it is, see, in 7 days, you are going to be bitten by a snake. And then you will die because of that snake. Oh, that is okay. What is not a... See, I've done such a huge, unpardonable sin. I'm willing to take it. No problem. No, Maharaja, not only that, the Guru also said that in this yogic vision, he wanted me to tell something to you. That after the snake bite, when you leave the body, you will merge with Krishna. Is this a curse? No, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. The king was rapturous. Immediately he fell down again at Munikumara's feet. And then the Munikumara found, Maharaja, I have to hurry back. I have to report back to my guru that I completed the mission. Please permit me. Then he leaves and goes back and reports to Samika that he has done the job. As soon as he leaves, Parikshit, what does he do? He's so happy, so happy. He immediately goes to his inner apartments and calls his son, Janamejaya, come here. And son, they obey the fathers. They don't say why and when and all. Immediately he comes. Right? And so, right in the bedroom, he calls on Brahmin. And because he was sleeping, his crown was there on the side table. So he takes that crown right in the bedroom in front of a Brahmin, one Brahmin. That's all I was. And he puts the crown on Janamejaya's head and blesses him and walks out. Doesn't say anything. Not a single word spoken. Imagine you are there. What will your reaction be? What is happening? You don't know. And he walks just straight. Gate after gate after gate, palace gate and ding onto the streets. Starts walking. With the clothes that he was wearing, doesn't look this way or that way, anywhere. His mind was only on Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna goes. How the news spreads. Everybody, his wife and his son and ministers and Brahmins, everybody in the palace, they rush out. King, what happened? Maharaja, what happened? What happened? What happened? And the news spread so fast, even faster than a fire. And citizens all come. They all wonderstruck. He's just walking like this. Hands like this. Walks and walks. They all come and talk to him. What happened? Tell us. No answer. And immediately some intelligent guy thinks, oh no, Maharaja must be going somewhere. So he's walking. So let us make sure he has a vehicle. So they bring the royal elephant, the royal chariot, royal horse, everything comes there in case he wants it. No response. No reaction from the king. And immediately in a situation like this, people like us are present. So what do we normally do? Rumors start. Right? We give our opinions. Hey, Maharaja, see this guy, young Rishi came and he must have done something there. Then that's why Maharaja is leaving. So he must have, there's some rumor, he gave some kind of a sapam or something like that. No, that guy, He is not that advanced, and his Sabamandal will not bear fruit. Don't worry. All these news goes on. Meantime, the king goes directly to the banks of Ganga. The news that the king is going to Ganga spread so fast and wide, and far and wide, into the jungles and the forests where the rishis were doing tapas. They all stopped their tapas. Stop it! Instantly get up. With their kamandalam and dandam, they start coming to the shores of Ganga. The act of renunciation. Very soon, the shores of the river Ganga there, teeming with people. And majority of them were rishis. And the Omkaram, Pranava sound, everything was there. And the sound of Mother Ganga flowing. Just imagine that picture. And there, Parikshit comes there and he is seated. And everybody is seated there. It was not like a bazaar where people talk and make noise. It was silent. At the same time, it was not silent. Because there were mantra sound, Omkaram sound. Everybody is expectant. Such an atmosphere it was. And king was there. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. That's all he is. Not bothered about anything. And one elder rishi gets up from there and he says, Maharaja, he comes. He wobbles with a stick. With a crutch, he wobbles to him. Comes to Maharaja. If you don't mind, I'll tell you something. I love you very much. But people also love you very much. But people are talking all kinds of things. All kinds of rumors are going on. Why did you give up your kingdom and everything? You have not told anybody any message at all, any information at all. So people are talking many things. So what happened? They say that a young Muni Kumaran came and he threw a sabam at you and that's why you left. So please tell us what happened. So, and quieten all this down. And then the king gets up and worships, namaskaram, prays to everyone. He said, yes, what happened was this. I did such an abominable thing which a king should not do. I am supposed to protect the rishis and the sages, but I did such a sinful thing. And so the Muni Kumaran came and he told me that Samika's son Sringi has thrown this curse on me. And that's all. That's all that happened. That's why once I knew that I have 7 days to live, then what I wanted to do, I wanted to spend the time usefully in the most beneficial manner. That's why I come here. Nothing more to it than that. The moment he explained it, then another rishi started. No, that Muni Kumaran, his sabam and all that will not. No, don't worry, king. Don't worry. No, you are such a good person, such a noble person, dharmic person. You have conducted yourself in a dharmic way all through your life. You have our blessings. All of us love you. Don't worry about that curse. Nothing will happen to you. No snake will come and bite. Then the king says, no. You are talking like this because of your love to me. Because you all love me so much. But no. This is not a curse. Understand what happened. This is not a curse. It's a blessing. It's a blessing because now at least I know how long I have to live. So now, because I know how long I have to live, I have a question for all of you. Please explain to me. Please enlighten me. Clarify for me. Because you're all learned. You're all educated. Scholars. Doing tapas and everything. What should I do? What should a man who's meeting the appointment with death, what should he do? What one action that he should do in his last moment in life? That's a question I have. Please explain that to me. Answer. answers are beautiful, fantastic. This describes, in my humble opinion, our state of affairs. I'm saying our, not my, because I'm also included. I assume you're all like me, right? So I'm making that. I take the liberty to make the word our. So forgive me if I'm wrong. What is our state of affairs? We are all meeting the appointment with death. We just don't know when and where. We are traveling. We are making that journey. We are all going for that appointment, but we don't know when and where. In Parikshit's case, he knew when. He was not worried about where. Right? Now, the second question he asks is, what should I do the last moment of my life? Do you know what your last moment is? It can be this moment, it can be next moment, it can be 10 years, I don't know. Suppose I take this moment, current moment, as my last moment, and take Parikshit's question as my question, and then ask that question, what should I do? What is the one thing I should do? Not two, not three, one thing I should do. And the answers come, and the answers that come to Parikshit are no different than the answers that are being given to you and me. And what are the answers that come? One Rishi says, Parikshit, king, the best thing that you can do in the last minute is to do tapas. Another says, no, the best thing, the one thing you can do is yajna. Do yajna. That's the best thing that you can do. Third one gets up and says, Parikshit, listen, no confusion, just do dana. That one action is enough for you, last moment. Another one gets up, Parikshit, the only gateway to heaven is jnanam. So obtain jnanam. Another one says, do karma. The right way, karma yoga, we say, all these things. So do karma. Do karma the right. Karma is the only through action you can reach the lotus feet. Then another one gets up and says, Parikshit, I will give you the easiest. Forget all that. The king is not convinced with any of these answers. He is not happy. He is questioning. No, I am not satisfied. I am not satisfied. Are you satisfied if somebody says do tapas? No. You can't grab it. Get jnanam. Do karma. Yes, I am doing karma. So you are not able to grab it. So Hanuman says, no, bhakti is the only way. Devotion, I am telling you, the only way. King is not satisfied. That's how we should be. We should be like Parikshit. No, don't take any answer as answer. Be like Vivekananda. It must appeal to your hridayam. Right? No intellectual gymnastics here. Okay, that will not come to your rescue. Best thing is to leave it as early as possible. So, he's not happy. He's questioning. No, please, you must give me. I'm not satisfied. I'm not happy. No, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't accept any of these answers. At that time, in that crowd of assemblage of rishis that are present there that you can imagine, and you are present there too right now, there comes a flash of lightning passing through so fast, and that lightning, that effulgence that moved so fast among the group of rishis went directly to where Parikshit was, right at the beginning of that crowd. And next to him there was a rock that was a little bit higher than where Parikshit was seated. This effulgence went and sat there. It was such a phenomenal thing. Everybody was wonderstruck. What is happening? What happened? What is this? What is this? At that time, everybody was looking at it. And that effulgence was nothing but a beautifully attractive, charming, so sweet, young person. Very young he was. And one look at him, it's like magnet, you are attracted to him. Effuding love, prema, form of love, if you can picture that form. Then one elder rishi gets up and goes near but this young person, even though he looked young and very youthful, like a boy, very youthful, but his pose, his posture, and the self-assurance and the confidence, and when you look at somebody, no, he is somewhere else. He is at the limit of knowledge. Where knowledge ends, that is where he is, or where it begins. That's the way it appeared. And had such a beautiful smile from which honey was dropping. It was so sweet it was, that face. So this elder rishi gets up and goes near that young form and worships him. Swami, he says, then turns around and addresses the crowd. This young Muni is none other than Sukha Brahman, whom no ordinary person can get darshan of. No, he moves around unseen in the depths of the jungles and wherever he chooses. But to have his darshan is the greatest blessing. Immediately the whole crowd says, Jai! The rishis were all wonderstruck that Sukha Brahman has come here. The second that happened, Parikshit is on his feet, just like that, springs up, falls like a log. The feet of Sukha Brahman. Swami, you have come? You have come. You have come to guide me. He falls, grabs that feet. And then Sukha Brahman blesses him and says, Swami, what fortune, what blessings I have. This is not my doing. It is the grace of Krishna. And it is all the dharmic actions and life my grandfathers did. Their blessing is what brought you here, Swami. He says, Swami, before you came, I was asking everybody one question. If you'd permit me, please, I would like to ask you that question, Swami. I know you can answer that. Sukha Muni says, O King, I know. That is why I have come here to answer your question. Don't worry, I'll clarify it for you. That is why I have come. Swami, what should a person who is meeting the face of death, what one thing he should do? Then Sukha Muni says, King, withdraw your mind from the world and put it on the lotus feet of the most charming Krishna. Listen to this with your heart. There is no activity superior than this. There is no sadhana, there is no discipline that is higher than this. Our body is a boat. And the stories of Krishna is like the rudder. And the boatman is Krishna himself. Then he says, the question you have asked is the most apt question. Not your question alone. That's a question for the whole of humanity. And yes, the answer is for not only for you, but for the whole of humanity. That is why we get Bhagavatam today, because Sukha Muni was promised. The most king, the only thing to know is the Atma Vidya. Atma Vidya. There is no escape from it. Nobody can escape from that. Everybody has to know it. And at the moment that you leave this body, if you put your mind in this Atma Vidya, then you get release. This is all you need to know. Then he turns around and addresses the group, sages. Hey, sages, rishis, he says, Bhagavata Tatwa I am teaching you today. Bhagavata Tatwa. You all have learned many things. You have done many tapas. But there is one thing you have not learned. Huh? He is the one who can address like that. Nobody else can address like that. That is the Bhagavata Tatwa. What is it? Bhagavatam is like a huge tree where the seed is Narayana and the sprout is Brahma, and the trunk of the tree is Narada, and the leaves, the branches, they are Vyasa. And the fruit from the tree are the stories of Krishna, the Krishna Rasam, the essence of Krishna. That is the fruit. And those people who yearn for it, who pine for this fruit throughout their life, regardless of how long it takes, whatever difficulties they experience, in spite of that, they just want this fruit. They want to grab it, they want to taste it. Those are the sages and rishis. And those are the Bhagavatas who yearn for that fruit. Then he said, this Parabrahman, this formless, selfless love takes many forms for different reasons. The main reason is to succor, to give succor for the devotee. We're going to cover that again and again. Sukha Muni repeats it several times. So I will also repeat it as much as Bhagavan wants me to do. Says, when the formless takes a form, if the sweetness that you see in a sugar that we can all relate to, that sweetness, what is the form of sweetness? If I ask you, you can't say. But the moment it takes a form of a sugar cube or a sugar particle or the form of an ant or our own form, we all like sweetness. Put it in a coffee, tea or whatever, right? When we are the different desserts we take, we like the sweetness. The sweetness takes many forms, even though it is formless. Love is that. It is formless. It's expansive, limitless ocean. It is. And we are all forms of that selfless love, concretized forms. We are all embodiments of that prema. First we must understand that. We are all, that is what our hridayam is. That is what makes us seek some unknown person lying down on a gutter or on a pavement and shivering in, immediately we give him our coat or give him some food, somebody is hungry. We don't even know a stranger. But what prompts us? Imagine. Okay? So, that love is the truth. That takes many forms in order to teach humanity this truth. But you are also love. Share your love. And then it comes and shows how to share that love. How to do it, I don't know. It shows. So I follow. If I follow Krishna's teachings, I follow Rama's conduct, then I know how to do. Yes, I know how to do. So it keeps on coming. Many avatarams. It is not correct to limit it to 10. Infinite avatarams it comes. Then, when it comes, and those Bhagavatas, those Rishis, those Bhaktas who yearn for this Krishna Rasam, this fruit, they interact with it, they love to sing its glories, they love to hear its glories, the sweetness, they want to immerse themselves in it. Those are the Bhagavatas. There is no one reason why the avataram should come. Sukha Muni will explain. Primary reason is Bhakta Samrakshanam. To give happiness and love to Bhaktas and promote them, encourage them, inspire them and strengthen their practice of selfless love. A true Bhakta is selfless. Like Paramacharya was, like Ramana Maharishi was. You can see, even today there are people who don't advertise themselves. The sun never advertises itself. They are like that. But they share love. You are with them, you are full of love. But people like us who don't know how to do, Bhagavan comes and shows. So Bhakta Samrakshanam is the primary reason. Just as a cow gives milk to the calf and we all enjoy it, other people also enjoy it. Incidentally what happens as a result of this Bhakta Samrakshanam, Dharma Samsthapanartha takes place. That's not the primary, but that also happens. Telling people how to conduct themselves according to Dharma. Dharmam Chara. How to conduct themselves according to Dharma. Swami, I don't know. I don't know what Dharma is. Today I may be speaking sweetly. Next minute I may lose my sweetness. I don't know what is the right thing to do at a given situation. The moment you think you know how to do, you will get a knock on your head from Bhagavan. Saying, I am here. Why does he do that? Look to me, you don't know. Come to where the knowledge is. That is why Mamekam Sharanam Braja. That is so important. First thing, as Vivekananda says, I don't know. You start from that basis, life becomes very easy and simple. Ego goes away. I learned from Paramacharya long time ago, consider yourself even smaller than an earthworm, he said. I said, what a lesson it is. Then there is a chance of being ego that I am great, I am this, I am that. Seriously? So, I don't know. When I read that from Vivekananda's speech, I was taken aback. This is the truth. The truth is that I don't know. Then you got a beautiful starting point. Mamekam Sharanam Vraja becomes easier. So to show that dharmic conduct, avataram comes. In that process, also what happens is that the moment one person becomes more loving, the net sum also dushta nirgraham. The evil tendencies get eliminated. Then to show us, to give us a textbook to follow, to give us, because we all need lessons, we need checklists, we need lessons. Vedam. They have to be protected. Veda Samrakshanam. These are the 4 things an avataram does. It doesn't come for one person, no. For a devotee it comes. Narasimha came not, Bhagavan says, for Prahlada. But actually, a very important lesson, it might confuse you in the beginning, but I'll share it with you. Very important. Hiranyakasipu's wickedness gave the protection for Prahlada. Think about it. And Sukha Muni explains here. And this is an important point to understand in the spiritual journey. He says, when avataram comes, he spreads love and all that, and others also benefit. there are also people with evil tendencies also benefit from that. Right? Think. So, what happened? Krishna Bhagavan came. Did Duryodhana change? No. It is Bhagavan's design, which Sukha Muni will explain later, so I'll wait for that time, okay, what's happening. The key thing to know is that, yes, the evil tendencies, the cruelties, that all will be part and parcel of life. A devotee, by very necessity, must live among all this. Very important. As we saw yesterday, happiness cannot be gotten out of happiness. Okay? If everything is going honky-dory my own way, tell me honestly, will you think of God? Manmana bhava is the call, think of me. So I have to do it. In order for me to help me to do it, I must be given some miseries and difficulties. Simple algorithm. So think of God. So Sukha Muni explains like this. And then he says that how very, very briefly he gives first. So let me go it that way, the way he gives. Even though there may be some repetition, it's good to have repetition. He says this formless came like this. After this deluge, and then we know that those all will be described. Brahman, same one aspect shows as creation and protection and then dissolution and all that. And many several avatarams come and all this. Gives a very quick summary. And then he says, right in the beginning, Bhagavan, this Parabrahmam, you call him Narayana, Shiva, it doesn't matter. Okay, these are all qualities. You cannot capture him in one name. Show me one name that captures Bhagavan, no. But all names are his. So whatever name you use, you will respond. Provided, condition, provided you call him with love. That's the only qualification required. No other qualification, right? We saw that. Your education, status, wealth, zero relevance. When we go there, and Swami Nikamananda Desikan says, another thing that moved me was that, this is Acharya speaking, not me. Imagine, okay? He says, after you leave the body and go there, there is this huge hall, and where Bhagavan is there, seated on this Simhasanam, and next to him is a Daya Devi. And we go there, the whole room is stacked with sacks and sacks of my papam, my karmam. My karma mutai is there, all this. There is no, you can't count it. It's beyond ability to count. It is infinite. So much karma I am accumulating. Okay. And you go there. So you got to, of course, surrender to him. Now, when you speak to Bhagavan, one thing for sure, 100% sure, you cannot lie. Impossible. Now, you try that, my God, you're in trouble. Okay? So, impossible to lie. Simple question. What is your name? So, who are you? Just think the questions and what is the truth and what answers we will give. I'll give you simple questions. Who are you? Where did you come from? If Bhagavan asks you the question, what will your answer be? So, I'm living in Plano. Is that the truth? What answer will you give? Swami, I come from you. Do you know that for sure? So with Bhagavan, you have to be, there's no amount of care you can take that will be enough, because he is one step ahead of you. As Dhruva found. So Prahlada surrendered to him. Literally, even Swami asked him the question, Prahlada, okay, tell me what you want. Swami, don't put me in this Maya, please. I want only you. So you have to be careful. Anyway, that's another subject. But coming back here, so Bhagavan Narayana is asking, Acharya says, oh, very good, welcome, come, Kana, I've been waiting for you, I miss you so much, because he really loves us so much. So, what did you do? So, you gave food for 100 people, oh, very good. But then the other day, you said this lie and you spoke very cruelly to this person. Oh, I see, very good. So, you have to give him an account. This is what Chitragupta is not one person sitting there. Chitragupta means, Gupta means accountant. Chitra means picture. So all the things that we talk of is a continuous videography. That film of, Krishnaswami time, from this birth date to this death date, that film is there, right there, tying it to go, every scene. There is nothing that is hidden there. Okay, it is basically. So you have to answer him very, very carefully. So what he has said, so that Parabrahman came to, after creating the world. This is very important to understand. Because Brahma shed the light on the world that was already created. Okay? And a long time I didn't understand this. Purushottam says it very clearly, but I didn't understand it. But then later on, Swami's grace, I understood. But so, it comes to Brahma and says, gives him a job. Go and create. Create the world. Create people and beings and all that. So then, Brahma thinks, now to create, everything is just one. Right? So, you need an attracting element and you need an attracted element. Right? You need a sugar lump as well as an ant. Right? Both you need. So, then he divided himself into two. One was called Manu. The other, the Manu is the attracted element. And the attracting element, because it attracts in so many ways, and figuratively we say 100. Okay, like Sahasranamam figuratively. So, because it attracts in 100 ways, so to speak, it was called Satarupa. So one was the masculine principle, the other is the feminine principle. And Sukha Muni says, so this was the origin of how human beings, and the beings came. Everything, not only human beings, every 8.64 creations has got the feminine and the masculine. Right? And so Manu and Satarupa came to Brahma and said, Swami, what do you want us to do? What is our charter? What is our assignment? What is our work that you want us to do? And he told them, go and beget people. People the earth, is what he said. The moment Parikshit heard this, he said, Swami, I've heard that moham, attachment, is an obstacle to going to the lotus feet. So please, Swami, I am not interested in that. You tell me, what I should know at this, or what I should do at this moment, the last minute in my life, and all that. And then Sukha Muni continues. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om